It was a day that began with excitement that almost ended in tragedy. The goal was to take my Suzuki Hayabusa street bike 20 miles up the road to Auto Club Dragway to get my NHRA competition license. I had no idea I'd come about 4 feet from being crushed by an out-of-control car that came from the fast lane into the exit lane.
This is Fontana.
In Fontana.
Yeah, why don't you take that thing up there? Let's get out of here. Holy moly.
Just come to the side here, a little.
Okay.
I'm sorry, what? Thank God, in this particular incident, no one was harmed. And thank God I had my girlfriend riding behind me in a car so that we could be more comfortable when we got to the racetrack. I'm glad she was not on the back of the motorcycle. This man came from the fast lane. I don't know if he missed his exit. I don't know if he lost control, but he came about 4 feet from crushing me at about 80 or 90 miles an hour.
Expected all the adrenaline to come at the racetrack, not 2 miles before the racetrack. That was the scariest thing that's ever happened to me in 30 plus years of motorcycle racing, riding. I'm really lucky I got a guardian angel. He's about 4 feet in front of me when he came across at speed 80, 90 miles an hour. Then I had to floor it again to avoid the ricochet. Got a guardian angel up there today. Thank you, dear Lord. Woo.
Now it was time to jump back onto the bike, say a prayer of thanks, and go to the drag strip where it's safe. Seriously, guys, I'll break 140 miles an hour easily at the racetrack, but you know that nobody's going to come from the fast lane and pull off a maneuver like that. I was feeling very fortunate and very thankful that everyone involved was okay. Now here's one of the strange things. Look at the paint job on that car. There's some kind of amateur blood paint job. That is not the man's blood. That is his very poor paint job. So it gave me quite a scare. When I ran down to make sure he was okay, all I saw was the airbag deployed and blood on the car. I thought the man was bleeding. Thank goodness he wasn't. I think EMS thought the same thing. I asked the guy what happened. He said he had a suspension failure in the fast lane that caused him to come across the exit lane into the guardrail. I don't know what happened. Like I said, he might have just missed his exit and tried to compensate and ended up losing control, but all this had me ready to go to the racetrack where it was safe. It is a jungle out there on the road, guys. Be careful. This one was certainly scary. It was a welcome sight to pull into Auto Club Speedway, and the goal for the day again turned to getting my NHRA competition license. This is a safety measure by the National Hot Rod Association. If you go into the nines with a motorcycle, you're going to need a license. To get a license, you have to fill out some paperwork. You have to make a total of 6 passes. The first 4 are short. You do a couple shut-off passes. On one of the last passes, you shut off at 1,000 feet. The key is the last 2 have to be in the nines. It's not a problem for most Hayabusa riders, but remember, I'm about 200 pounds, and this is a stock wheel-based bike, so I knew I had to be on my game. I'm still learning. I'm still new at this. It's such an incredible challenge. It's so much fun. I figured if I could somehow salvage this day and end up earning my NHRA license, all would be well. It would end well. Here comes pass number 1. Shut it off, 10:26. As you can see, my adrenaline was running a little high. Made a mistake, wheelied. That was to be expected, but I knew it was time to get back in the zone and focus on getting this thing in the nines. Now, I've been around drag bikes my whole life, and a lot of people have asked, They say, why don't you put a long swing arm on that thing? Why don't you put an air shifter on that thing? And my response is this: I want to learn in the most difficult form possible. I figure learn like this and everything else will be easy. I can always stretch the bike out. I can always change it. I can always go to a drag setup. The only thing I have right now is the Brock's Performance Stage 1 kit and the Brock's Performance Exhaust, which has made a huge, and I mean huge, difference. If you've ever competed on a stock wheelbase bike, leave me your feedback, your tips, your comments. Shut it off a little early, still went at 10:05. I knew I needed to put some 9s on the board if I wanted to get the license. And of course, when you do go in the 9-second zone, you need the boots, you need the proper safety gear, you need a Snell approved helmet, full leathers. That's why I have on my Trimtex leathers. Finally got a 9 on the board. Still need some work on the launch.
9.9.
As you can tell, that's going to take some time, and I appreciate all the great advice that I've gotten from so many experts. It's fun. I'm hooked. Didn't avoid the wheelie there, unfortunately, but still actually picked up. Got it to go at 989. And this is the great thing about a street bike, is you can bring it right back and hot lap it a couple times when the run is fresh in your mind, and try not to repeat mistakes. And for those of you wondering what the Brock's Stage 1 kit is, it's a lowering link. It is a strap kit. It is also a clutch modification to eliminate the back torque limiter and the chatter you'll get with a stock Busa. Well, the good news is we made it.
Jack, we want to know how those nachos taste.
All is well that ends well, okay? It was a crazy day. Started out almost getting killed by a car coming off the 10 in California, but ended the day with 6 passes, the last 2 in the 9s, so we are officially licensed. You need a license to run out here in California to be in the 9s. All is well that ends well. House money. These nachos taste a little sweeter today after what we were subject to. It was a little scary out there, but whew, guardian angel looking over. CycleDrag.
Hopefully you did well.
Yes, indeed. Puts things in perspective, doesn't it? I got a long way to go as a rider, but I'm hooked. I'm having fun. If you're a new rider and you'd like to try this, leave me your feedback, and by all means, be safe out there on the road. Yes, I think a truck and a trailer is probably in my future. I had hoped to keep this motorcycle street legal, but I'll tell you, this particular incident has me thinking. I love to ride on the street. You just have to be so careful and keep your head on a swivel at all times. But thank God the day ended in joy with an NHRA license, and really continued to put things in perspective. A couple weeks later, I was able to walk into the Mecca NHRA headquarters in Glendora with, how about that man right there, the Spider-Man, the world's quickest motorcycle drag racer, where I was handed an NHRA competition license. I'm on my way. I need a lot more laps, a lot more practice, but I am hooked, guys. Motorcycle drag racing is fun. Give it a try. Get the proper safety gear and stay safe out there, that's for sure. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please remember to subscribe to CycleDrag on YouTube, like CycleDrag.com on Facebook, and we'll keep it coming. We are here to promote fast motorcycles all over the world. If you have any friends who you think may enjoy this, please refer them. They are always welcome. Thank you for the comments, the feedback. We appreciate it, guys. Thank you for subscribing to CycleDrag on YouTube. Continue to follow this project with us. Please leave us your comments. Let us know what you think about stock wheelbase motorcycle drag racing. Have you ever done it? Are you new to it? Do you have questions yourself? Do you have tips for staying safe on the street? That's the big thing. I know a lot of people have said, hey, give up that street riding, but man, it sure is fun. Just need to take that wheelie out of my launch, and hopefully I'm headed for the 970s, maybe even 960s. Thanks so much, everybody, for subscribing to CycleDrag on YouTube. Thank you for the likes, the shares. Thank you for liking CycleDrag.com on Facebook. Keep it growing. We'll keep it coming. If there's fast motorcycles, we're in. CycleDrag rolls on.